Hey cats, what's happening? Hey, what do you do when your tractor won't start? You're getting ready to mow the lawn, you get on the tractor, you turn the key, nothing happens. I'm going to give you a couple quick tips for troubleshooting. These are just some simple, easy fixes. If that doesn't work, you're going to have to find somebody that knows a little bit more about mechanics. Perhaps you're mechanically inclined already. First thing you're going to want to do is open the hood and find the battery. On this tractor, there's the battery. Now look at this thing. It's filthy, it's dirty. I'm going to check these two battery connections and make sure they're clean because it hasn't been touched since last summer. Now this is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these terminals off. I'm going to start with the negative. Pretty simple to do. Loosen up these bolts that are on here. And then pull the cable off. And then I'm going to take a wire brush. I'm going to scrub that up nice and clean. And scrub this up too. And then I can put that right back on. Now this will hold true with a car too. If you get in your car, you turn the key and nothing happens, this could be the very first place to start. Because batteries can corrode over time, the terminals can corrode over time and cause it where it doesn't make a connection. And we'll snug that back up, and you don't want to over tighten it, you just want to snug it. And we'll do this side just the same. I'll loosen that up to where we can get it with our fingers. Take these little terminal connectors off. Don't drop the bolts. And again, I'm going to clean that up with the wire brush. This is just a wire brush. You could get them at, you know, any hardware area, probably even Walmart. And then we're going to put it right back together. And that'll give us a nice clean connection there. Now it probably doesn't hurt that there's help that there's leaves and stuff all over this thing, so I'm going to try to clean that up a little bit too. Got that snugged up. Whew. Get some of these leaves out of here. And then I'm just going to take this rag and wipe this battery off a little bit. Get some of that junk off of there. Now that's all cleaned up. The terminals are tight. We're in good shape now. So now we'll try to start it again. We still got nothing. There's one other trick we can try before we go to drastic measures. If you look right here next to the battery, this little thing is called a solenoid. You see two bolts here, and there's two wires. Now these are usually, these red caps are up on there like that. Here's one over here too that has been pulled off. But that's what it's going to look like. So you're going to want to pull these caps off and slide them out of the way and expose these two bolt heads here. Okay, then I'm going to go around here and make sure the parking brake's set. And then I'm going to turn the ignition on to the run position. What you're going to need for this trick is a screwdriver. Now, I wouldn't recommend there's going to be some sparks here, and it could be a little dangerous. Make sure there's no gasoline around or anything. You're going to touch the screwdriver against the one end, and then you're just going to pull it over till it touches the other one. So you're basically making a connection between the two. Tells me right there that that solenoid switch is bad, because it wouldn't start with the key, but when I jumped between the two connectors, it started right up. So what I've done in this case, I've taken a look here. This is a Kohler 24 horsepower Courage engine, and I just went online, did a search for a solenoid switch for a Kohler Courage engine, and I was able to find this one on eBay. It's the same thing. So I'm going to take the two nuts off of the top. I'm going to pull that cable off of there. There's also two little clips over here on the side. I'm going to pull those off. Just push them over to the side, and then I've got another one to take off there. Wow, that's on there really tight. There we go. Okay, we pull that off. So everything's disconnected now. There's one more bolt down in there that removes the solenoid switch. We've got an extension here, and we'll just reach down in there and grab that. It's going to be a little smaller of a... Whoa! I don't want to do that. Push that wire out of the way, man. And that's coming right off the hot wire off the battery. So I want to make sure that stays out of my way there. Unscrew that puppy. Sometimes these places aren't always easy to get into. It's part of mechanics. Got that little bolt out, and the solenoid rocks right out of there. So here's the new one. Here's the old one. They're basically identical. We're just going to take the new one and brush that junk out of there. There's a little hook that it goes in, and then it really kind of rolls down. And it's only bolted on one side. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Now this little hook on this side, so it hooks in, and then it just rolls down. You bolt this side. We're going to tighten that up. Snug that back up. Don't want to over tighten it, just want to snug it. Okay, now we're going to put our positive lead back on there. Tighten it down. Snug that up. Put the negative lead on. We're going to snug that up. Yeah, I didn't want that to twist there. Okay, now we got them lined up. Can put those caps back on. And then we're going to put these back on like that. Cover up these battery terminal again, and I think we should be in business. Now before I try to start it, one last thing I want to do is just kind of make sure that I put everything back together right, make sure I didn't leave any tools laying here. This is going to spin around when I start the engine. I didn't leave any screwdrivers, any nuts, bolts laying there, spare parts. Everything's cleaned up. Everything's accounted for. Everything's put away. So let's climb on and let's see what happens. There we go, all fixed. So there you go, cats. That was my simple fix for today. Maybe yours won't be so easy. Those two simple things can save you a lot of time and money. I think I paid about $14 for that little part that I bought, that solenoid switch. And you see it started right up. So didn't have to take it in the shop, didn't have to pay hundreds of dollars to get it fixed somewhere. One of the most simple things though, remember, if your car doesn't start, if your tractor doesn't start, check those battery terminals. That's number one. That's key. Sometimes that's all you got to do. Just unbolt those things, clean them, tighten them back up, pop, it'll fire right up again. There's my words for today. And you know what I say. Till next time, mow hard and die free.